We're good. I only meant 2 minutes. I really only meant 2 minutes. Come back here. Okay, so just so you guys, thanks. It's on the back of the neck. If you turn around for a minute here, turn around. Can you do me a favor? Can you lift your hair out of the way or tie your hair up? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, very good. So the spot is right here, see? So I'm just gonna take the palm of my hand and just do, I'll be right back. Or let's say we're at my place and so I'll do, you look like you're a little tense. Let me help you here. I'll start doing this, right? Now, honestly, this feels very good, does it not?
Of course, it does.
Yeah, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how good is that?
9.
9, yes. If and only if you'd like better feelings, say more, please.
What are you doing when I say more, please?
Well, we'll find out.
Okay,
but if you don't want to, that's...
I stay with the 9.
Huh?
I stay with the 9.
Okay, that's fine. All right, let it go. Let it go. Okay, so there's that spot there on the back of the neck. You get it? You only need to do a little bit of... You're great. You can go back to your chair. Thank you. Thank you. Okay? What? Huh? You're cold? That's how I like it. I like the room cold. So here's the idea. Look, guys, let me, I'm going really fast, so now let me slow down and break it down into steps for you, okay? And then we'll take like a 10-minute break in about 15 minutes, okay? Question? Yeah.
Of course, from my perspective as a technician in hypnosis,
right.
You're doing a lot of fractionation.
Yes. Correct. He's saying I'm doing a lot of what they call in hypnosis fractionation. Yes.
Your timing is perfect.
My timing is perfect.
In the first stages, when you are seducing someone, the first responses are less evident than when you start to see.
Okay, he's saying the first responses are less evident. How do you see the first responses? It's not true.
No.
It's not true. Any response, listen to me, any response that gets them further engaged in that conversation, further interested, there'll come a point in the conversation when the person is no longer like this, they're like this.
But before that,
wait. There's going to come a point in the interaction when they're no longer like this or like this, they're like that. Once they're like that, then I know I can really start to push down a little harder on the sexuality, be a little bit more overtly hypnotic with my pacing. But initially, you don't need really strong responses. They just have to be more and more attentive. Do you understand?
just attention.
Yes. The initial thing is we're drawing out the person's attention, and then we're going to play with that attention. What are we going to do with it? Are we going to create curiosity, desire? What are we going to do with that attention? And how do we do it? Do we do it through asking questions? There's this idea of formats. The idea being that you can deliver the same suggestions and do the same stuff and talk about the same themes in a certain format, women won't respond. But if you put it in the form of a question or a joke or a game, they do respond. Some women just respond to different formats of communication. So you have to learn to move around with it and play with it and see what works. I'm going to make a suggestion to you. Don't lean so heavily on your interpretations as a hypnotist, because it may get in the way of you doing this in a way that works. Drop that. I understand what you're trying to do, but you're trying to go, oh, this is just like when I do this. That may not be useful for you. You understand? That'll create a challenge for you to understand in a new way. Yes?
Why does fractionation work?
Why does fractionation work? Because every time someone has a response, and then you give them the space to enjoy it and process it, when you go back with that response, they have the ability to respond better. I don't know exactly how it works. I think it's built into female neurology. Women, see, if I could explain one of the major differences between men and women. I think men have all the emotions women do. We have just as much emotion as women do, but we have one emotion at a time, usually. When we're angry, we're angry. When we're happy, we're happy. When we're horny, we're horny. When we're anxious, we're anxious. Women can have any combination of emotions at any given time, and more importantly, they have emotions about their emotions. This is the real understanding, right? Hold on, stop. If you're really turned on and ready to fuck a woman, you don't say, do I feel excited about my horniness? Do I feel guilty about my horniness? You just want to get that thing in. But women have emotions about their emotions. Am I sure about my love? How excited am I about the fact that I'm not sure if I'm excited about it? You understand what I'm talking about? Now it actually is getting a little too cold, so let's adjust it just a little bit if we could, Mullen. All right? Do you follow me? So I want to take advantage of that. I want to use that. The fact that they're going to do it to themselves, a lot of what looks like rejection to you guys is not. It's just the woman having an emotion about her emotions. That's why we need to learn to deal with that female autopilot and also get them invested into the interaction so they don't just feel the emotion, they know it's time to act on that. Right? Yes?
Those personal twins words.
Yeah.
It looks very easy to find them when you show it, but is it really easy to pick
Well,
them
by
up?
personal, here's some ways you'll know that it's a personal transfer. First of all, she leans on it. She puts some emphasis on it as opposed to the rest of her language.
Voice?
In her voice, in her body language, in her energy. However you want to say it. Darlene, this is yours. Thank you. She'll put emphasis on it. She'll emphasize it. She'll lean on it. Second, it has no dictionary definition that's easily agreed upon. It's not a thing like a wheelbarrow or a chair or a rock. It's not something you could put on a curriculum vitae or a syllabus. It's more vague. It's her way of referring to some deeply important personal experience for and only important to her, not necessarily to everybody else. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Right. Yes?
How do you prompt her to answer you with those words that you use as?
How do you prompt her to answer with those things? You ask her about the things that are of interest to her. There are different themes that excite women. Escape, adventure, fantasy, passion, indulgence. You get it? Do you get it?
Yes.
He's giving feedback. All right. Let's break state a minute because you guys are just sitting here. Everybody stand up. Shake yourself a little bit. Do some jumping jacks. I don't care. All right, sit down. Let me give you some of these. And so in 10 minutes, we're going to take a 10-minute break. Here are some of the sexual metaphors. Succeed, suck, seed, I'm not kidding. New direction, nude erection. Your opening, your opening. One of them is your opening, meaning the opening you possess, and you are opening, the act of opening. You get it? New place, nude place. This is funny. During The presidential election, I keep hearing both candidates say, America needs a new direction. I'm like, they were both saying it. I'm like, Jesus.
Do they mean it that way?
The country's fucked, so probably.
So is all sexual metaphor also phonetic ambiguity?
Ambiguity, that's right. There's phonetic ambiguity. What does it really mean? In the context of a discussion where she's already really into it, because she's leaned into it, and you're using her personal trans words, and you've already demonstrated that you're different from other guys, and you're using your touch and your energy, then she'll interpret this based on what you visualize in your mind. Does this make sense?
Yes.
That's where you want to go with it. Ow. Okay, now let's take a 10-minute break. 10 minutes. Leave me be on my break.